you're only selecting based on concept and semantic relationship, but not temporal relationship. And the fact that the more recent events will be at the top because they're higher priority actually is only relevant if the task happens to be something that's processing something that's a recent event.
Okay. But what I don't see is, wasn't your suggestion to add the forgetting, the occurrence time in forgetting?
No, not in forgetting. That it was to add it to the ordering of the table or whatever. Yeah, we call it a table for now. So that they're not. It's not just ordered by priority. It's ordered by priority. So it's basically it's a projection of priority and occurrence time against the task, rather than in the belief tables that uses confidence and occurrence time of the task. Yeah, but I'm saying here it should be based on the priority and the occurrence time of the belief. So you project that belief against the incoming task, so that then there's a priority. Sorry, there's a probability that a higher probability it selects a temporally relevant belief in that matches the task temporal time frame. It obviously it's probabilistic, so it's going to reduce to a degree, but there's a higher probability it'll pick one that's the same.
Okay. I'm not totally sure how this should be achieved because so you mean that the task link back itself should not only use priority but also occurrence time, right?
No, not the task link. The I'm confusing myself now. The term link, because it's the term links that actually determine the context. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's relevant. The term link picks what's relevant at that moment, and the priority of the term links is like it's the distribution of relative context that the connected terms relate to. So the highest priority terms in term links are they're all semantically related, of course, but the ones at the top are the ones that have got the most budget. But it hasn't taken into account the temporal component of the task link. It's based purely on the fact that it's a semantic relationship and the existing priority. So what I'm saying is that the term link table in this particular case, they should be ordered not just by priority, but by a projection of priority and the occurrence time of the term. Oh, actually, of course, the term link doesn't have an occurrence time. Aha, it doesn't have an occurrence time. So,
but the beliefs have a occurrence time, and this is where after the.
Well, yeah, I know, but then you've already selected that concept. Then the issue for me, this is the problem with disconnecting the term links from the beliefs, is that you can't match the beliefs to the term link selection because there isn't a connection. That's the issue for me.
Okay.
Yeah. So in fact, yeah. Sorry, you're right. So there isn't an occurrence time in the term link. That's a problem, of course. So now you're only selecting it semantically based on the priority of that particular term link, and you have to go on.
There's already a connection. If this term link has a high strength, then it usually means that those concepts were active in the same time. So to some extent, it's included.
Okay, because they were both activated by a shared concept or shared terms. Yeah.
Right. This made the dumpling probe that both concepts were active at the same time.
That's true. That is true.
But I agree, it's not implicitly presented in the dumpling. Not
Yeah.
explicitly, I mean.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah. Okay. All right. So there is an implicit, and I kind of recognize there was a degree of that, which you're right. There's an implicit connection. There isn't an explicit one. So maybe it's enough. I'm just thinking that the selection of the term link is kind of it's critical to getting the right inference result for the task link.
I think Tony has kind of a point there. Like, just because two concepts have a strong term link between them, um, it kind of makes more sense if like it's eternal. But like if the task is eternal or belief is eternal. But like if it's temporarily kind of relevant, then something that might always be true all of a sudden isn't, and then the concepts are still dealing with each other when they shouldn't be because of some temporal relation. I don't understand. I don't see how that's exactly solved. Is that in a belief or?
Well, yeah, I mean, there is. It is in the belief because the beliefs are projected in the belief table to the task. So the
But
beliefs
I
are
see. I
selected
see what you're saying,
appropriately,
though. Like,
but it's kind of a leap of faith that the term link's right for that temporal relationship.
yeah, I can see what you're saying.
And hi, by the way.
Oh yeah, hi. I just kind of jumped on. I started recording as well, but I think I missed a bit. Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad we weren't bad mouthing you then. You probably missed that bit.
Right. Yes, it's a difficult issue, and this is also where I want to go for a simpler model for now, where I can more explicitly play with things like that the current stem has a certain influence and all these things which are here not that explicitly presented, and this makes this model a bit more a lot more difficult to tune because there is this connection that the task things activate concepts and concepts activates through derivations other concepts for inference, and then the term links are strengthened because the concepts are active at the same time. That there's a lot of interconnectionship which makes it very difficult to see the key issues in this model.
You're right. There is no. I mean, it's graph theory that doesn't exist yet. Graph theory can't handle this level of complexity. So, they're just heuristics at this stage. I mean, it'd be interesting to see whether the simpler model can identify anything. But ultimately, the complexity we have in the model, I think, is all necessary. We do need all of that, everything activating other things and stuff forgetting and different tasks causing different things to happen. I mean, that is kind of what makes it actually work from an attention model. But as you say, tuning it is hard. And so I don't know how much you're gonna get from the simple model. Maybe it will identify some principles that we just haven't seen yet. I mean, it is possible. It's definitely worth doing, as I said before.
So I missed the explanation of the simple memory model. I'm assuming it's just like everything you see here all kind of collapsed into one giant.
Yeah, basically,
Okay.
pretty much. It's just think of it as it's a big bag.
Right. A big bag and all these things which happen by the specific data structure in this model, but in the simple model just be computationally represented, like that for example, that for inference, there needs to be a common subterm. In this model, it would have to check this explicitly, while in the more complex model, the linkage makes sure that there is a semantic connection. So,
I see.
so
Yeah.
here,
So you basically you just search through looking for ones that match your task. Yeah, for a
Right,
common term.
right. And this makes it computationally not ideal.
And just to be clear, Joe, this is not being proposed as a replacement for the current model. It's purely an experimental simulation to try and identify some of the principles that are working at a simpler level, so we can figure out how to tune the more complex model.
Yeah, I understand that. It's yeah.
Okay.
Right. And so to give you an example, because there are now a lot of confusing errors. For example, it would select the element from the back as first premise, and then it will, for example, select till it found the element which has a semantic relationship because it has a common subterm. Then it will use this tool for inference and put the result back into the memory.
As a matter of interest, how are you going to non-deterministically select the second premise with a matching term?
No, I will just select until I have one.
Yeah, but you're going to get one, but you're always going to, oh, you're just going to non-deterministically, oh, I see, you're going to just keep selecting until, okay, right.
So
Fair enough.
a
Yeah.
lot of selections will be
Yeah.
wasted.
Yeah. I've still got my efficiency head on. I'll throw that away for this model. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
And for Java, for example, if there's a statement in cat in here, and there's a new statement in cat entering, then it will just search from top to bottom till it found this entry which already exists, and then those two will create revision, and the revision result will again enter this one. Besides this one, probably I will delete the entry which is already there.
So you're not going to allow multiple statements with the same content?
All right, I probably don't for simplicity, but
right.
Maybe I can also do something like decreasing the priority of the previous.
Yeah, I think you need to keep multiples. Otherwise, if you've got two different truth values, one's a definitely is, one's a definitely isn't. It's quite removing them. One of them is, I think, is not the right thing to do.
I agree.
Okay.
Probably just let it. So
yeah, reduce priority, right? Okay. So the only concern I had then is just is the aspect of time. It's so critical in our model now. I don't know how you're going to incorporate time into this yet, so I guess you'll get to that.
Right, it will just when the inference happens, probably as you suggest. As I thought that you meant, I could, for example, make elements which have a current time of longer ago, they say faster, so that they're forgotten faster.
Oh yeah, no. It's just I think just forget on priority is fine. It was more about moving them up than it was moving them down.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea was to have the more temporally relevant, in this case, beliefs move to the top. And if actually it works in this model better than it would in the real model, because obviously there's no temporal aspect on the term link. But here, you could easily have a projection for the selection task that well, it wouldn't be easy because you'd have to do it for everything in the table, but but that's just expensive at this stage. But you could do it. Just project based on priority and occurrence time, and then select non-deterministically from the projected table.
Well,
That's extremely expensive.
That's true, but it's at least it's a very nice environment to try such
Yeah.
I can imagine the whole NARS DB kind of concept happening on this, where you like have a query language that just like filters whatever you're looking for. So like if you're looking for all beliefs or whatever.
This is also possible, but I don't suggest to go further with this model.
Yeah, I mean, there's some big holes in this, Jared. For example, the inference rules require statements to be broken down into at least 2 levels of subterms. So some rules will never get a chance to work in this model, because everything in this model is a statement, whereas in reality that it isn't going to work like that. But it's really about testing the budget system, not the inference system. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, yeah. Okay.
Don't think I'm taking this as gospel.
All right.
I'm just here to be part of the research. That's all.
Yeah. No, it's definitely an interesting idea. I'm kind of curious to see where it goes.
Let's see.
Okay. All right. Well, I do actually have to go now because my hot day is going to be getting cooler.
Your hot date's getting late.
All right. Well, that's great. That's really that is informative. Let me know how it goes, and I'll speak to you guys tomorrow.
Have a good one.
Then have a nice
Thanks.
evening.
Thank you. Bye.